In this morning's Commitment 2020 report, it looks like there could be a changing of the guard in Baltimore City leadership in the latest election results if they do hold this morning. Former Mayor Sheila Dixon currently leading City Council President Brandon Scott for the Democratic nomination for mayor with about half the numbers in. Mary Miller currently running third and Thuru Vignarajah is in fourth. Dixon told us last night that she took a different approach to campaigning this time compared to years past.
This time when I made the decision, I prayed about it, and when I talked to my family, when I made the final decision based on, some of the challenges that I was gonna go through based on past experience, but based on that prayer and talking with my family and feeling confident about myself, I decided that win or lose, I'm at peace with myself. And I think that's the difference this time.
Dixon says that her team has a plan in place to observe the canvassing that will resume today. That's the counting of vote-by-mail ballots, which, because of the pandemic, is being conducted over live stream. City Council President Brandon Scott told us that he is proud of the campaign that they've run as well.
We ran a great campaign, a clean campaign in Baltimore, showing people that someone who came from Baltimore, struggled in Baltimore, rose up in Baltimore, can actually run a clean campaign and show people that you can do it in a new way. We show Baltimore there's a new way forward with the next generation, believing in the promise of the future of Baltimore, not falling for the failures of the past.
As for the Republican candidates for mayor this morning, Shannon Wright is in the lead. Another close race is for whoever will replace Brandon Scott as the next Baltimore City Council president. Right now, Nick Mosby is in the lead there with 39% of the votes over Shannon Sneed and Carl Stokes. And it looks like City Comptroller is too close to call as well, with incumbent Joan Pratt trailing Bill Henry by less than 4%. Congressman Kweisi Mfume just won the special election in April to fill the remainder of the late Elijah Cummings term for Maryland's 7th District. He will once again face Republican Kim Klacik in the general election in November. Now, due to COVID-19 concerns, most voters cast their ballots by mail or drop box, but there's still thousands of people who came out to vote in person, especially in Baltimore, where there are issues in getting those mail-in ballots actually to the voters. 11 News reporter Megan Pringle live downtown this morning. And Meg, this could really be a problem if Maryland also holds the general election in November, mainly by mail.
Right, exactly. And that is one thing that election officials are thinking about. Are there any takeaways, any learning lessons from the primary that they can add to the November election? Of course, a lot of questions about November, but right now they are looking at the primary and how it went. And as far as that goes, really the state of Maryland has never experienced anything like this. They have never had an election where it was mostly done by mail. And because of that, this was very different. What it means is it's going to be days before we know the results. More than 6,200 people in Baltimore City voted in person at in-person voting centers in each jurisdiction. A lot of precautions were put in place, and that's of course due to COVID-19. For example, construction zones placed 6 feet apart helped voters maintain social distance. Masks were required inside the polling places, partitions set up in place, and also workers were wearing face shields. There was impressive voter turnout at the 6 in-person places in Baltimore City to cast ballots, and that may be because in large part many people didn't receive their ballots because they were mailed out late. However, a lot of the voters we talked to say they were determined to get there and cast their ballot anyway.
Many of the voters are saying that they never received their ballot. Some were confused. They woke up and realized that it was election day, and they ran into someone and told them that this was the vote center that they needed to go to.
And just to give you an idea of how determined some people were, the polls closed at 8 o'clock. If you arrived at 8 or before, they would take you in. However, people waited, some say, hours before they could do that. So you did see a lot of commitment at the polls, and now people want to know what exactly happened. What are the results? It's going to take days before we know that because, of course, those mail-in ballots and ones that were dropped off, it's going to take some time. We were told it won't be any later than June 12th. Reporting live downtown, Megan Pringle, WBAL TV 11 News.
Yeah, we'll have to be patient, Meg. Thank you. You can follow all the results as they continue to come in, as well as reaction from the candidates about the unique process with this primary on the WBAL TV mobile app. Turn on push alerts for any breaking developments.